problem techniczny, ale słychać mnie?
Dzień dobry, witam wszystkich obecnych na sali.
Good
Przepraszamy
morning,
za małe
everybody.
opóźnienie.
Sorry
Obecnych na
about
sali,
this
przepraszam, i
small
obecnych online również witam.
delay.
Na
I'd like to
nadzwyczajnym
welcome
walnym
all of those
zgromadzeniu
who are
CDPROJEKT SA.
with us
Ja
online.
nazywam się
Welcome
Michał
to the
Nowakowski,
Extraordinary
jestem
General
Joint CEO
Assembly.
CDPROJEKT.
I'm Michał
Niniejszym
Nowakowski,
otwieram nadzwyczajne walne
Joint
zgromadzenie
CEO of CD
CDPROJEKT SA,
Projekt, and
zwołane
let me now
dziś na
open
godzinę
the
10.
Extraordinary General Meeting
I zanim
of
przejdziemy do dalszej części porządku
CD
obrad,
Projekt
poproszę
SA.
przedstawiciela firmy obsługującej system do głosowania
Starting
o
at 10.
przedstawienie
Before we
instrukcji.
continue, let's hear from
Dzień dobry Państwu. Każdy z
voting
Państwa
management
powinien
company
głosował tablet. W zakładce
about the
Twoje
voting
dane
procedure.
mogą Państwo sprawdzić, kogo
You all
reprezentują,
have
ile to jest
tablets
akcji głosu
in the tab.
Zamach
You
głosowania
can
jest
always
bardzo
check
prosty.
the
Kiedy
number of
będzie
votes you have
ogłoszone
at this
głosowanie na
general
Państwa urządzeniu
meeting. The voting
decyzyjne,
procedure is very
guzik
simple.
tak,
There
będzie
are
musiał głos
three
za, uchwały,
buttons.
guzik,
Yes,
WST
if you're in
wstrzymać się,
favor of the
głosy
resolution,
prawić, wstecz, nie, głos przeciw. Po
no,
wybraniu jednej z tych trzech
and
decyzji tablet przekieruje
abstention.
do kolejnego okna. Tam
After
będzie
you
decyzja, którą Państwo
decide, you'll be
podjęli w pierwszym kroku
redirected
i
to
drużyna
another
już potwierdza.
window
Ta decyzja,
to
którą Państwo
confirm
widzą, która
your
Państwa
voting
woli, należy ją
decision.
potwierdzić.
So if the
Gdyby
decision
zdarzyło się
is
tak,
in
że
line
błędnie
with what
Państwo
you
oskarżą w pierwszym
want
kroku
to
tą
say,
decyzję,
you have
z
to
tego drugiego
confirm
można
it.
cofnąć swój wybór,
You can
powrót, ponownie
also
wybrać wartość właściwą,
return
ale proszę
to the
pamiętać, że po
previous
potwierdzeniu już nie
screen
ma możliwości
and
zmiany,
check
więc
the
proszę
right
śledzić te
value, the
informacje,
right
żeby uniknąć
decision.
pomyłek.
But after
Oczywiście służymy
confirmation,
podczas
it's
zgromadzenia
impossible
Państwu
to
głosu,
change
to
your
jest spokój,
decision.
się stało. Czy są jakieś pytania?
Do you have any questions?
Dziękuję bardzo.
Thank you.
Ja również dziękuję pięknie za
Thank you very much for your instructions. Let's start selection of the chair of the general meeting. Please state your candidates.
Chciałbym zgłosić kandydaturę.
I'd like to suggest the legal counsel Mateusz Bednarz
Czy są jakieś inne
as a candidate
kandydatury?
for the chair. Any other candidates?
Nie widzę.
I cannot see any.
Zarządzam głosowanie
So
w
let's
trybie
start
tajnym uchwałą numer 1
secret
walnego
voting
zgromadzenia w
on resolution
wyboru
number
przewodniczącego
1
walnego
on
zgromadzenia
selection
w osobie
of the
Mateusza
chairperson
Bednarza.
of the
Proszę
general
o
meeting,
oddawanie
which will be Mateusz Bednarz. Please vote now.
głosowaniu tajnym oddano 57
In the secret ballot, 57,627,963 valid votes were cast out of 57,627,963 shares, being 57.68 rounded percent of the equity capital. 57,627,963 votes were cast in favor, against, nobody abstained from voting, so the resolution has been adopted. Mateusz, congratulations, and please take over from now on. Thank you very much. A warm welcome to everybody. Thank you very much for electing me. I'd like to welcome all participants of the extraordinary general meeting of CD Projekt SA on the 28th of November 2024. I'm Mateusz Bednarz, I'm a legal counsel, and I agreed to be elected a chairperson of the general meeting. Before we start with the agenda, please submit the attendance list of the general meeting to be signed off and available for you throughout the meeting and after the meeting. There is a notary public present in the room to draw up minutes of this meeting. Let me now move on to item 3 on our agenda, which is confirmation of the validity of the general meeting summoning and the ability to take resolutions. So this general meeting has been summoned in line with the current report 25/24, dated the 31st of October 2024. On the same day, the draft resolutions were published by the current report 26/24. Both reports can be found on the company's website. All materials on this general meeting, the agenda, including both reports mentioned, can be available from the website, and they are also available on your tablets. I'm not going to read out the wording of all resolutions. They'll be voted according to the sequence suggested by the company. And could I please have a print out according to the attendance status? Thank you. What about the number of shareholders present? Could I please have the number? Thank you. So we've got 432 shareholders present or represented, altogether representing 57,627,963 shares, which corresponds to 57.68% of the equity capital. And the number of votes is the same, 57,627,963. The majority of the shareholders are with us online. So the general meeting of CD Projekt SA has been summoned in the right and fair manner and is fully fit to adopt resolutions. So let us start with the resolutions on the agenda today. We'll process the resolutions in in line with the suggestions from the Management Board, unless there are some amendments. So let me start item 4 on our agenda, which is resolution number 2 regarding approval of the general meeting agenda. Do you have any questions or comments to this resolution? I cannot see any, so let's start the open ballot of the resolution number 2. We need 3/5 of the votes in line with the company's articles of association. Please cast your ballots now.
Jasne, dziękuję. Bardzo dziękuję za oddane głosy.
Thank you very much.
Oddano
57,627,963 votes, valid votes were cast. Out of 57,627,903 shares, representing 57.68% of the share capital. Rounded. In favor, 57,627,962 shares. Unvotes, no votes against, 1 abstention. So the resolution has been adopted. Thank you.
Przechodzę tym samym do 5. porządku obrad. To jest
Let me continue with item 5 on our agenda, which is resolution number 3 regarding dismissal of Marcin Piotr Iwiński from the position of the member of the Supervisory Board. This is related to the resignation of other members of the Supervisory Board in order for Mr. Iwiński, along with other members, to start jointly a new term of office as of the 1st of January 2025. Do you have any questions or comments to resolution number 3? I cannot see any, so let's start the ballot, which will be a secret one on resolution number 3. The resolution needs 3/5 of the votes to pass. Please cast your votes now.
Bardzo dziękuję za oddane głosy.
Thank you very much. 57,627,963 valid votes were cast out of 57,627,963 shares, representing 57.68% of the share capital. 56,579,284 votes were cast in favor, 1,043,482 against, 5,197 abstentions. So the resolution has been passed.
Przechodzę tym samym do punktu 6. porządku
Which leads me to item 6 on our agenda, which is resolution number 6 on the appointment of Marcin Piotr Iwiński as member of the Supervisory Board of the company for a new term. The biography and all statements of the candidate are attached to the materials for this general meeting. Do you have any questions or comments related to resolution number 4?
Nie widzę.
I cannot see
Zarządzam więc
any.
głosowanie nad
So
uchwałą numer 4.
let's
To będzie
start
głosowanie w trybie
voting on
tajnym,
resolution
a
number
większość
4,
potrzebna do
which will
podjęcia to również
be a
3/5
secret one,
zgodnie
and
ze
it takes
statutem spółki.
3/5
Proszę
of
Państwa o
the
oddanie
shares
głosu.
for the resolution to pass. Thank you. Please cast your votes now.
Bardzo dziękuję za oddane głosy.
Thank you very much
Oddano
for
57
voting. 57,627,963 valid votes were cast. Out of 57,627,963 shares, representing 57.68% of the share capital. 57,145,062 votes were cast in favour. 481,575 votes against, 1,326 abstained, so the resolution has been adopted. Thank you.
Przechodzę tym samym do punktu 7.
Which leads me to
porządku obrad.
item
To jest
7
uchwała
on our
numer 5
agenda, which is
dotyczącej
resolution
powołania
number
pani Beaty
5
Cichockiej-Tylman
on the
na
appointment of
stanowisko
Beata
członka
Cichocka-Tylman
Rady
as member of the Supervisory
nowej
Board of the
kadencji.
company for a
Życiorys
new term.
kandydatki oraz wszelkie
The
oświadczenia
bio of the
związane z
candidate and all the
kandydaturą znajdują się w
statements
materiałach
are
danego
attached to
zgromadzenia.
the materials for the general
Czy
meeting.
ktoś z Państwa ma jakieś pytania,
Do you have
uwagi,
any
wnioski
questions
związane
or
z uchwałą
comments
numer 5?
To resolution number 5?
Nie widzę.
I cannot
Zarządzam
see
więc
any,
głosowanie
so
nad
let
uchwałą
us
numer 5.
start
To będzie głosowanie w trybie tajnym,
a
większość
secret
potrzebna do
ballot
podjęcia tej
on
uchwały
resolution number
to
5.
3/5
It takes
zgodnie ze statutem
3/5
spółki.
of
Proszę Państwa o
votes for the
oddawanie
resolution to pass according to Articles of Association. Please vote now.
Bardzo dziękuję za
Thank you
oddane
very
głosy.
much for your
Oddano
votes. 57,627,963 valid votes were cast. Of 57,627,963 shares, representing 57.68 of the share capital. In favor, 57,625,671. Abstentions, 1,326 votes. So the resolution has been adopted. Thank you very much.
Przechodzę tym samym
Now
do
moving
punktu
on
8.
to
porządku
point
obrad. To jest uchwała numer
8 on the
6
agenda,
dotycząca
resolution
powołania
number
pana
6
Davida
regarding
Gardnera na
appointment of
stanowisko
David
członka
Gardner as
stanowisko
member of the
członka Rady
Supervisory
Nadzorczej
Board
Spółki
of the
Nowej
company for a
Kadencji.
new term.
Kandydata oraz wszelkie
His
oświadczenia
bio
związane
and
z tą
all
kandydaturą
statements
znajdują się w
regarding the
materiałach walnego zgromadzenia.
candidacy will be available or are available in your
Czy ktoś z
materials
Państwa ma
and
jakieś
online.
pytania, uwagi,
Do you have any
wnioski związane z
questions
uchwałą numer 6?
or interventions regarding resolution number 6?
Nie widzę. Zarządzam więc głosowanie nad uchwałą
I
numer
see
6. Będzie to
no
głosowanie w trybie
interventions.
tajnym.
We will have
Większość
now a
głosów
secret
potrzebna do
ballot. A
przegłosowania uchwały
majority
to
of
3/5
votes
zgodnie ze
necessary
statutem
is
spółki.
3/5
Proszę Państwa o
according to
oddawanie
the
głosu.
Articles of Association. And please cast your votes now.
Bardzo dziękuję za
Thank you
wszystkie
very
głosy.
much for all
Oddano
votes cast.
57,627,627
57,627,963 valid votes were cast from 57,627,963 shares, representing 57.68% of the share capital. 57,625,671 votes were cast in favor, 966 against, 1,326 abstentions. The resolutions has been adopted. Moving on to point 9 of the agenda, resolution number 7 regarding appointment of Adam Michał Kiciński as member of the Supervisory Board of the company for a new term. His bio and all statements regarding this candidacy are available in the materials for this event. Do you have any remarks regarding resolution number 7? In that case, we will be voting on resolution number 7. This is a secret ballot. Majority of votes needed to adopt the resolution is 3/5 according to the Articles of Association. Please cast your votes now. Thank you very much. 57,627,963 valid votes were cast from 57,627,963 shares, representing 57.68% of the share capital. 57,423,521 votes were cast in favor, 203,116 against, 1,326 abstentions. The resolution has thus been adopted. Moving on to point 10 on the agenda, resolution number 8 regarding appointment of Agnieszka Katarzyna Słomka-Gołębiowska as member of the Supervisory Board of the company for the new term. Her bio and all statements are available in the materials of the General Assembly. Do you have any questions, interventions regarding resolution number 8? There aren't any, so we will be voting on resolution number 8. This is a secret ballot. The majority necessary to adopt is 3/5, according to the Articles of Association. Please cast your votes now. Thank you very much for the votes cast. 57,627,963 valid votes were cast from 57,627,963 shares, representing in total 57.68% of the share capital. 57,094,082 votes were cast in favor, 268,269 votes against, 265,612 abstentions. The resolution has been adopted. Thank you very much. Moving on to point 11 on the agenda, resolution number 9 concerning amendments to paragraph 12 of the Articles of Association of the company. The proposed change in paragraph 12 involves deleting of a certain term, which is only ordinal and does not have impact on the calculations used so far. Do you have any remarks concerning this resolution? So we will be voting now. This is an open ballot, and the majority of votes necessary is 3/4 according to the Commercial Companies Code. Please cast your vote now. Thank you very much. 57,627,963 valid votes were cast from 57,627,963 shares, representing 57.68% of the share capital. 57,627,962 votes were cast in favor, no votes against, 1 abstaining vote. Thank you very much. The resolution has been adopted. Moving on to point number 12 on the agenda, resolution number 10 concerning amendments to paragraph 18, 19, 20 and 22 of the Articles of the Association of the company. The proposed changes are aimed at introducing a model where the Supervisory Board can elect as chair 2 people. In this case, each of these persons will be a co-chair, as well as they bring order into the rules for adopting resolutions and participating in meetings, as well as it applies till the end of the term of the Supervisory Board. Do you have any remarks concerning resolution number 10? There are none, so we will be voting. This is an open ballot. Majority of votes necessary is 3/4 according to the Commercial Companies Code. Please cast your votes now. Thank you very much for your votes. 57,627,963 valid votes were cast from 57,627,963 shares, representing 57.68% of the share capital. 53,939,178 votes were in favor, 23,933 were against, 3,664,851 votes abstained. The resolution has been adopted. Thank you. Moving on to point 13 in the agenda, resolution number 11 concerning amendments to paragraph 21 of the Articles of Association of the company. The proposed changes concern revision of particular duties of the Supervisory Board, mainly to adapt the Articles of Association to the draft law and the needs of the company. Do you have any questions and motions regarding resolution number 11? I see none, so we will be voting now on resolution number 11. This is an open ballot. The majority of votes necessary is 3/4 according to the Commercial Companies Code. Please cast your votes now.
Bardzo dziękuję za
Thank you
oddane
very
głosy.
much for your votes.
Dano
57,627,963 valid votes were cast from 57,627,963 shares, representing 57.68 of the share capital.
Za było
37,765,828 votes in favor, 16,197,284 votes were against, 3,664,851 abstentions.
Stwierdzam tym samym, że uchwała nie
The
została
resolution has not been adopted.
Przechodzę tym samym do punktu
Moving
14
on to point
porządku obrad.
14 on the
Uchwałę
agenda,
nr.
resolution number
sprawie zmiany treści
12
paragrafu
concerning
28
changes
statutu.
in the paragraph 28 of Articles of Association. The proposed changes
Wpisanie w
are
ramach
aimed
paragrafu
at including in paragraph 28 of the articles the decision that the amounts from profit can be allocated to payment on of dividends pursuant to Commercial Companies
Państwo ma
Code.
jakieś pytania,
Do you have
uwagi,
any
wnioski
questions,
związane z
remarks, or motions regarding resolution number 12? And please use the mic. Thank you very much for the possibility of taking the floor. Sławomir Ziemski, I have a question to the Management Board. What is the justification? What are the intentions behind the change of the articles? Would you elaborate and give us more details? Because this is a far-reaching provision, and I would like to ask you for more information about this. Mateusz, would you help us?
Jeśli mogę wiedzieć, co najbardziej takie wzbudza pana...
And what raises the biggest doubts? Because the provision is quite standard.
Do tej pory nie było
So far,
wpisane, że
we didn't have a direct provision saying that the reserve capital can be used, so the profit from reserve capital can be allocated towards payment of dividends, and now we are saying it directly. So the doctrine and practice has some doubts about it, but as a rule, it is generally accepted that this is not a problem, and we simply wanted to have a direct provision from the perspective of the company, and this is how I understand the justification of the Management Board.
Thank you very much, Attorney, but I'm more interested in the intention behind the attempt at changing the Articles of Association. Could you please elaborate on that? Well, it's hard to speak on behalf of the originators of the amendment, but if any decisions are taken, the company will inform you about them. Well, the change pertains to the dividend payment, so we would like to have full clarity that we are proceeding in line with the Articles of Association and the Code of Commercial Companies. Thank you very much. Are there any other questions to this resolution? I cannot see any, so let us start voting on the resolution number 12. It will be an open ballot. It takes 3/4 of votes for the resolution to pass, according to the Code of Commercial Companies. Please vote now.
Bardzo dziękuję za oddane głosy.
Thank you very much for voting. 57,627,963 valid votes were cast out of 57,627,963 shares, representing 57.68 of the share capital. 57,627,962 votes were cast in favor, no votes against, 1 abstention.
Bardzo dziękuję. Tym
Thank
samym
you.
uchwała została
The resolution has been adopted.
Przechodzę tym samym do punktu 15 porządku obrad.
Which leads me to
dotyczącej
item
zmian
15 on our agenda, which is the
nadzorczego.
resolution on changes in the remuneration of members of the Supervisory Board. The suggested changes are aimed at the update of the remuneration of members of the Supervisory Board. You can find all the details in the materials.
Pytania, uwagi, wnioski
Do you have
zgłoszone do
any
uchwały
questions or comments to resolution number 13?
Nie widzę, zarządzam
I cannot see
głosowanie
any,
nad
so
uchwałą numer 13.
let's start
Będzie to
voting
głosowanie
on resolution number 13. It will be an open ballot. It takes 3/5 for the resolution to pass, according to the Articles of Association. Please vote now.
Bardzo dziękuję za oddane głosy. Oddano 57
Thank you for voting. 57,627,963 valid votes were cast. Out of 57,627,963 shares, representing 57.68% of the share capital. 57,627,363 votes were cast in favor, 599 against, 1 abstention. So the resolution has been adopted. Thank you.
Przechodzę tym samym do punktu 16.
Which leads me
obrad.
to
Uchwała numer
item
14
16
dotyczącej zmiany
on our agenda and resolution number 14 on amendments to the general meeting regulations of the company.
Zaproponowane zmiany mają na celu
The
między innymi
suggested
dostosowanie
changes
kwestii
are aimed
do zmian
at
statutu
adjusting the wording of the regulations to the changes in the Articles of Association, erasing out-of-date provisions like reference to the chairman of the board and adjusting to good practice of commercial companies, as well as adjusting the wording to the current needs of the company. Do you have any questions or comments to resolution number 14?
Nie widzę, zarządzam
I cannot
głosowanie
see
nad
any,
uchwałą
so
numer
let
14.
us
Będzie
start
głosowanie
voting
specjalne.
on
Większość
resolution
głosów
number
potrzebna do
14,
głosowania uchwały to 3/5
an open ballot.
zgodnie z
3/5 of the
głosowania.
votes are necessary for the resolution to pass, according to the Articles of Association. Please vote now.
Bardzo dziękuję za oddane głosy.
Thank you for
Oddano
voting. 57,627,963 valid votes were cast. Out of 57,627,963 shares, representing 57.68% of the share capital. 57,627,963 votes were cast in favor, no votes against, and no abstentions.
Bardzo dziękuję.
Thank you.
Przechodzę tym samym do punktu 17.
Which leads me
porządku obrad.
to
Uchwała
item
numer
17
15
on our agenda, which is resolution number 15 regarding determination of the earnings condition for years 2025-2028 and the incentive program B, where the suggested amount suggested by the management
Ktoś z
board is
państwa ma
4
jakieś
billion
uwagi, wnioski
PLN.
związane z uchwałą
Do you
numer
have
15?
any questions or comments to resolution number 15? Thank you. As a shareholder, my question is, what is the basis for the amount of 4 billion PLN for the incentive program? Because we've just had the quarterly results. And well, they are as they are.
Zarządu, na czym państwo
So
bazujecie?
my question to the management board members is, what is your basis for stating this amount? Because it is quite impressive, I must say. Thank you.
Dziękujemy za ocenę.
Thank you very much for your question. Thank you very much for your assessment of the
Motywacyjny, w związku z tym,
objective of the incentive program. Well, it has to be motivating, thus ambitious, and we do believe it is so. But every time we calculate the amount, we are based on the forecasts, on what we believe the company can generate. Well, you refer to Q3 results. Well, as per usual, this has been the weakest quarter in the year, so nothing extraordinary here. In this time window, by 2025, we plan some considerable events which we believe will have a bearing on the realization of the objective and the company's results.
Dziękuję panie
Thank you
odpowiedź. Mam jeszcze
very much.
chciałbym uzupełnić tą od pana informację.
And just to supplement the information you've just given,
Kolejnych wydarzeń i
when
ze strony
can the shareholders get familiar with the events planned for the time window, which are the basis for such an optimistic take on an incentive program? Because to us shareholders, it matters a lot, I must say. Thank you. As a matter of a rule, we like saying that we are part of the entertainment industry. It's show business. So speaking of launches and premieres, they are not usually announced during investor calls or general meetings. We want to give them the right background and fan support. So much as I would love to, I cannot tell you anything because otherwise I would spoil all the surprises and events. So please bear with us. The time will come and you'll know, and everything will be clear.
Przepraszam, moje pytania tylko są uwarunkowane tym,
I'm sorry, my questions are
4 miliardy to nie jest
because I'd like to make sure that the 4 billion is not just,
na wodzie jakaś cyfra, tylko
you know, taken off the top of someone's head. But I just wanted to make sure that there is a solid basis for that and you believe in this amount. Well, rest assured that it is not taken off the top of our heads. It is, like Marcin mentioned, on the company's plans and our P&Ls, and we firmly believe it will become a reality.
Dziękuję bardzo. Czy są jeszcze jakieś pytania?
Thank you very much. Any other questions?
Nie widzę.
I cannot see any, so let's start the
the
open ballot on resolution number 15. It takes 3/5 of the votes according to the Articles of Association. For the resolution to pass, please vote now.
Bardzo dziękuję za oddane głosy.
Thank you very much for voting. 57,627,963 votes were cast. Out of 57,627,963 shares, representing 57.68% of the share capital. 57,090,083 votes were cast in favor, 537,880 against, no abstentions. So the resolution has been adopted. Thank you.
Przechodzę tym samym do punktu 18.
Which leads me to
porządku
item
obrad, numer
18
16,
of our agenda, which is resolution number 16 regarding the costs related to the convocation and organization of the general meeting. It is related to the motion to cancel the general meeting by a shareholder having 1/20 of the share capital of the company. Do you have any questions or comments to resolution number 16?
Nie widzę, zarządzam więc
I cannot
głosowanie
see
nad uchwałą numer
any,
16.
so let's
Głosowanie
start
będzie w trybie jawnym, a
an
nie przygotowane
open
do przegłosowania.
ballot on resolution number 16. It takes 3/5 of the votes for the resolution to pass. Please vote now.
Bardzo dziękuję.
Thank you very
Oddano
much. 57,627,963 valid votes were cast out of 57,627,903 shares, representing 57.68% of the share capital. 57,627,364 votes in favor, 599 votes against, no abstentions.
Tym samym podjęcie uchwały i bardzo dziękuję.
So the resolution has been adopted. Thank you.
Tym samym wyczerpany został porządek obrad dzisiejszego
We've satisfied
zgromadzenia.
all
Bardzo dziękuję
the
Państwu
items
za udział, za
on our
angażowanie w
agenda
samym
today.
obradzie i
Thank you very much for your contribution and for participation. Let me close the meeting. Have a nice day, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Dziękujemy.